I can't see you. Oh, the water heater? Oh, all right. Kill the power. All right.
Who needs hot water anymore? I like
Okay,
that.
Mr. Cold Plunge, Cold Shower.
I like that 40 degrees.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good for the soul.
So is a hot shower.
And a 40% decrease in all-cause mortality.
I'll take my mortalities.
Can I give
2
my
bye
first
weeks.
hot take or my first hot take?
Oh, I'd love nothing more.
This is one I think I can defend, and I can't defend it with really much else other than my eyes. I think Justin Fields is barely worse than Lamar.
You're going to have to defend that one just a little bit. I mean, Lamar's a MVP in his second season.
Right, but he also came into a system ready-made for him with one of like the 3 best coaches in the league, most people would say, especially consistently, and he came in with having an amazing defense his first couple of years. This is actually the first year that it's been a disaster on defense. Last year it was because of all the injuries, which didn't make the playoffs last year. 8-3 before he got hurt, but still. I don't know. I think these last few weeks, this last month, Fields has unlocked something. His running, first of all, is unbelievable. The record today, most rushing yards by a quarterback in history.
178.
I mean, unreal. It's like first of all, I think when he escapes the pocket, he's not looking kind of like Malik tonight to run like every time. He knows for the most part now, he seems like to get rid of it. But when he escapes, he's escaping looking to pass. But when he does decide to run, you can't catch him.
Very fast.
You can't catch him.
Very fast.
He's so fast, especially for how big he is, too. He's actually built better than Lamar to take some of these punishment hits.
Yeah.
And I think the throws are starting to kind of be there. Komet is even looking okay. And Mooney, like, it's just the scrambling, it's opening up. They're fun to watch. They're fun to watch. Every single Bears game now is on my TV almost all the time when he has the ball. And I think Lamar is just always going to have these limitations throwing that I think actually Fields, I think he can throw as good of a ball as Lamar.
Okay. I don't think, that's not
And I don't think
hot,
the
then.
running, I think if you set up a system with Fields that just really keyed in on his ability to run and then giving him easy throws, obviously you need people to be there for those easy throws to be made. But every other one of these quarterbacks, you have to have some combination of a really good system or really good players. And then if you have both, that's when you have Mahomes. I think he's got it, dude. It's whatever that it is. And I think I think he's as good as Lamar. I think he's as talented as Lamar. He doesn't have the resume. He doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the track record, I guess. But I mean, it's not like Lamar's gone to some 2 AFC championship games or anything. When it gets to the playoff time, that's when Lamar's kind of gotten exposed a little bit. And yeah, he's won a game against the Titans using most of his legs. But I think I'm all in on Fields. He's a guy. He's a dude.
He is a dude, and I think what unlocked for him was just the confidence finally of him not being shit on all game. And he's like, oh, wow, I'm making plays. And then that confidence kind of sparks. He feels comfortable scrambling, hitting a guy, and now he feels comfortable tucking it and running it. I like it as well. We'll see about the Lamar thing. Give it a little more time.
That run, that long touchdown run he had today was as exhilarating and unbelievable as any run Lamar's had.
Yeah, I remember Lamar's MVP season when he was just making dudes miss in the secondary or the third level out there.
Yeah, so I can't imagine if you designed things for him more, because even a lot of his stuff is coming from when it's broken down.
Mm-hmm.
But I love when someone who's young and mobile like that is mobile while still looking to pass. That's always just something that like
a Mahomes.
It's a line that like I like if a guy that for me is like, am I gonna buy into this guy? Because not even really with Mahomes, because like Fields has the excuse of like, well, why wouldn't I run? Like, look at me, like Kyler a lot of the time, even though Kyler also looks down to pass a lot of the time too. But like, it's so easy to default to running and to using your athleticism. But like when you are still aware, because you know, like, obviously the best play here is a pass, not a run more often than not, like the entire league. He's looking to make that pass and he never has people open. So it's never worked. And it's always led to him scrambling. And then a lot of times has those recently in his first year and a half, a lot of times is scrambling into a sack and into a Wentz like play. But now, like, I don't know. It's just, yeah, it has to be a lot to do with that confidence too.
I think a lot of it is
And
that.
then now, like, it feels like the team as a whole is confident and they're just playing so much. I mean, they lose today, but like, they're still so fun to watch. I love it. I'm all in. I'm pushing the chips all in right now on Fields.
That's great.
Do you have a hot take from today?
I don't know if I have any hot takes.
Well, you had one about the man up in Green Bay.
Oh, well, I don't think it's a hot take. I just think the Packers are done. I think it's cooked. I don't know
Meaning
what you
like the
do.
the Rodgers Packers are done, or
No, I mean, we went through his contract today, the dead cap. I mean, you're not going to just cut him. I mean, maybe you're trading. I don't know who's taking on that contract. I'm sure there's some suitors out there. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers, but just this season,
did you listen
five
to?
straight losses.
Have you listened to any of his Pat McAfee's this year?
I guess not this year. No,
I,
maybe one of the
I
earlier
watched at
ones.
work this last week's, and it's, I mean, obviously the world is falling for everyone who's looking at the Packers. It's 5 in a row. It's the first time since his rookie year. The 3 interceptions today, the 2 in the red zone. I mean, so bad. But it's almost like he knows, like he knew maybe really early on that this is kind of what it is going to be, and it's like he doesn't seem that concerned. And I guess like the media thing would be like, oh, he doesn't care anymore, like, or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's more like he's just realistic. Like the really cool part of this last week's is they were talking about like practice habits, and he was talking about how like there's a level of when you're practicing to try to like hone in your game and work on things, and then there becomes a point where you're so good and you're so prepared and like enough that now the practices are learning how to perfect each route and perfect each play, because I'm not really worried about making the team or worried about my snaps, but like it takes you a few years, he said, to get into that rhythm and to get into that place where you have the confidence and the preparation where you're working on just the little things that make a big difference on Sunday. All of this receiving room other than Lazard is so new and young. It's taken guys 4, 5, 6 weeks to just develop those good habits. And then he said he thought last week was the first week that they actually practiced like a good football team, and then they looked pretty good for a lot of that Bills game. Some would say maybe you should work with them in the offseason a little bit to kind of get them fast tracked a little bit. But I don't know. I can blame a guy who's in his 15th, 16th season of not wanting to meet up with these rookies. I don't know. I don't blame him too much. I guess I just have a soft spot in my heart for him, I
Oh,
guess.
I do too. I love him. He's one of my favorite all-time quarterbacks, but
So, I mean, there's all these things about him not like getting weapons or anything. I just think that, I don't know. I just think I don't know what to think about it. I don't think they're done. I mean, obviously this year's done, but I
yeah.
think it's as much of a defensive problem as it is an offensive problem. They have
Yeah.
7 starters or 7 first rounders starting on defense,
It
and they
takes
can't
time.
stop anyone. I mean, I know everyone's going to say the Lions, you can't even score against the Lions, but like I said earlier, they're moving the ball as easy. I mean, I don't know what their total yards were, but I mean, I know they have 9 points. The stats as a team, almost 400 yards. Should have easily had in the mid 20s to low 30s if it's just a normal Rodgers game of not turning the ball over, but I don't know.
It's one of
I
those
guess I'm just
games, I guess.
terrified that they're going to be 4-6 after we come into next week. All this week is going to be the Packers are done. That's 5 in a row, and the Cowboys are 6-2. They're as good as any team other than the Eagles in the NFC. So it sets up this prime time 1:30 matchup of us going into Lambeau, where we
Game of
just,
the week.
you know what highlights we're going to see of Cowboys coming into Lambeau in the last 8 years. You're going to see 2 heartbreakers, and maybe they'll show the montage of A-Rod coming to Dallas too and breaking our heart twice in Dallas. So I don't know. I'm just not. I don't feel good about it. But I guess yeah, not a hot take, but just a take is that the Packers are done and that the
This
Vikings
season.
have the division clinched basically already.
Yeah.
It's a 4.5 game lead, and it's not even Thanksgiving. Frauds. Frauds. There's no Derek here today. It's cover 2. I guess we're taking it back today. Frauds. The Vikings are frauds. I'll
I'd
say it
love
right
to
now.
hear his argument on this
I
so
mean,
bad.
argue what you want. Most of like the analytics and advanced metrics don't like the Vikings anyways, and my eyes don't like them. What did I tell you that like the Commanders were a weird matchup because it was only the second time other than the Dolphins that they were facing a team that A is good against the run in 11 personnel, something the Vikings love to do, and that we're actually getting pressure. It's like, yes, the Vikings, Derrishaw, he's graded out really well, and the Vikings offensive line, but the pressure rate of the defenses they have been playing are mostly all in the 20s. And this is the first time again they faced a team that got pressure. 2 weeks from now, we play them, I think, on Sunday night.
Yeah, yeah.
That's going to be, I think we kill them.
I love it.
I think we
I
kill them.
love it.
I
Clip
think
it.
I think
Clip
I
it.
think we get 7 sacks. I think we pressure the hell out of Kirk Cousins, and I think we do what we do against Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
I'm not buying them. I think
Okay.
they're the biggest 7-1 frauds in maybe the history of the league,
Okay.
at least since I've been watching. Do you disagree?
Not necessarily, no. I mean, the C word's almost had him today.
They should have, if it
Yeah.
wasn't for just
The Heineke, yeah.
such
Yeah.
bad. He was so great for the entire day, but then he
Yeah.
just gives you the one. But it's just like they're so known too. I feel like it's 3 or 4 times this year where they have like an amazing first drive and Jeddah's got 60 yards and a touchdown on the first drive, or in the first half he has 148 yards. You're like, oh my god, he's gonna have 300 yards today, and he finishes with 170, and it's like, oh, he went off, but actually after the first half he only had 32 yards.
Yeah.
I just don't trust Kirk more than anything. But then also like a first year head coach and O'Connell, the only thing that they got going for them is that the NFC is a joke. After the Eagles, we're talking about the Cowboys as the best team. And it's like, okay, yeah, we have a good defense, but we're the Cowboys. And then we're talking about the Niners, the Seahawks, the Falcons or Bucs. I mean, the Bucs and Rams are both another team. I literally didn't watch the end of that game.
Yeah, me neither.
I came out here and started setting up because I was like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be a game of like, all right, Rams, Bucks. Let's see whose season is still alive, and then whoever loses is probably done.
They're
No,
both done,
you're
dude.
both done. You're
Yeah.
both
Yeah.
bad. You both have old quarterbacks that you can't protect,
Injured teams.
and bad salary cap situations, and
Yeah.
or at least on the Rams side.
Yeah.
I just
The Bucs are okay.
yeah, the Bucks are fine. They're just mostly banged up,
Very banged up.
and I heard Warren give a good. I mean, I think Byron Leftwich, he's been lucky to not get fired over the last month. Like the way he's running that offense, so many heavy runs when the running game.
Well, I
Still
mean, your
coming back.
receivers are so hurt. What are you supposed to do?
Your receivers are hurt. Your offensive line is hurt,
Yep.
and the defense has been underwhelming for I think what
By
it's
their
been the last
standard.
2 years.
By their standard.
Yeah,
Their own standard that they've set for themselves, it has been very underwhelming. I mean, their linebackers still play pretty good, but the secondary play isn't great. The front seven, I'd say, is pretty good. I mean, Vita Vea is unreal.
Yeah.
D-line's good. Linebackers are good, but the secondary's been debatable. I think there's been some injuries. I don't know. I don't know to what extent compared to the receiver room, which has been decimated.
Well,
Which is tough.
and then we talk about, it's been a tough schedule too. It's never easy having a first place schedule. And then we talk about the confidence thing with Fields.
Mhm.
And you've got these teams, Fields, the Dolphins with Tua, like with these young quarterbacks that are fun and exciting. There's this aura around the whole team.
There's an energy to it.
There's
a
an
little bit of
energy of despair,
It's the divorce, man. It's bringing everyone down. Tom's probably crying in his locker after the game.
depression.
Yeah.
Like,
Tom hasn't cracked a smile once this whole season. He just looks pissed. Every game, every drive, every drop pass, anything goes wrong, and he's just stowing off to the sideline, doesn't speak.
I gotta clarify. We gotta take back what we said. The Bucs are 5th in DVOA on defense. So defense has been
Okay.
good.
Yeah, I feel like their front seven's been producing a lot, but
It has, and it's kept them in the games. But then we look at
their
offensive DVOA,
offense, man,
and they are. Want to take a guess?
got to be 25th.
18th.
Oh, okay,
18th.
so not that bad.
Nope, they're right around. They're literally
I mean,
average.
middle of the pack, yeah.
Yeah.
But if everyone stays healthy and they figure out tight end, because during the game today they talked about Gronk and they hadn't had one tight
come
end.
on.
They hadn't
still.
No, just hear me out. They hadn't had one receiving touchdown from a tight end all season, and last season they had 11. That factors in at some level,
It does.
especially when your receivers are hurt and you don't have a big safety valve to go to. At least we have Gerald Everett out there who can make something happen.
I would like to put it out there that we should be very, very careful because we just read fifth in DVOA defense. The defense is still very, very good. Their upcoming schedule, they play, let's see here. They have Seattle next week. We like the Seahawks, but let's not be shocked if they win. Let's not be shocked if their
No.
top 5 defense actually holds the Hawks a little bit, especially traveling to Munich. Why are we playing in Munich? And then it's Cleveland, New Orleans, San Francisco, Cincinnati at home, in Arizona, Carolina, and Atlanta.
Some of those are fairly tough, but I mean,
Yeah, a couple tough ones. I mean, Cincinnati is tough and New Orleans is never easy. Division games alone are never easy, but most likely, especially after what we saw from the Falcons today, most likely they're winning the division. So let's not get too excited because we're playing us or the Giants, the 5 seed is playing the winner of that division. I mean, are we going to be shocked if Tom Brady is at home, wins a playoff game at home, goes into the divisional round, and he's playing the Vikings?
I wouldn't be
And then
shocked.
he just ends up in the NFC Championship game again. And I
it's
can't
just one game.
imagine them beating the Eagles. But who knows? It would be it's
They
a
know
big
how to
spot for
win.
Hurts.
That Eagles team. I mean, there are some pieces that were on that Super Bowl team,
Yeah, a few.
but
Yeah.
but that Bucs team was just in it, and they know how to win, and led by Tom Brady, who isn't scared of shit.
Yeah.
In a football game, that's something. If he gets in the dance, like you've said so many times, it just once you're in, you're in. You just got to win.
Yeah.
How many games?
That's depressing.
Yeah.
2 very different. It's funny. Like Aaron Rodgers seems so much happier in life, but the team is such a disaster
Yeah,
and
Aaron's
set up for just a disaster.
Yeah.
And Brady just couldn't be more miserable. But it's just gonna hang around because he's Tom Brady and end up in the playoff with a home playoff game, and then here we go. He's playing in February. God damn it. That might be a Chiefs Bucks Super Bowl rematch. I wonder what those odds are right now. Bet they're pretty good.
Oh, they're fantastic now that I think about it,
But
realistically.
maybe not as good after tonight because we just watched the Chiefs pull off the win against the Titans. Shout out to the Titans just because
Shout out
mean,
to their defense.
in the defense and Vrabel, we said it in there like, God, what I would give to have Vrabel. I mean, he might be one of the 3 or 4. If I just had to pick a coach to coach my team, he would be.
He'd be up there.
Would you want him over John Harbaugh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll take him.
me
Sure,
too.
Sure. I like Harbaugh though.
I'm skipping all these teams that are like obvious that we would take him over. Would you take him over Belichick?
probably
No,
not.
no.
Probably
Too far.
not.
But it's close.
I had to think about it.
Sean McDermott?
No.
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 Robert Saleh?
Yes.
Although Robert Saleh might be the new he's what Vrabel maybe was like 3 years ago, dude. That team. Speaking
Yeah,
of 6
we'll
and
put
3.
we'll put some respect on the Jets.
Would you take him over Pete Carroll?
Yeah.
Sean McVay?
Probably not on my team specifically. He's an offensive guy.
And not over Andy Reid. So he's a top 5 coach, though. Top 5 coach.
Sure.
I just love him. I just seen the center come into the locker room 2 weeks ago, and he's just sitting
Hugging
there
him, crying with him. Yep.
Like, God, dude.
He's a player's coach through and through.
And there's nothing like a player's coach that like something about a defensive player. Like it's like those guys have
They get it, dude. They've been.
Yeah.
He was a linebacker just in the trenches.
Yeah.
Just, he knows. He knows. Yeah. That's why they held the 1 seed with Derrick Henry being out. It's just they're so well coached.
Dude,
and
I
they
could
fight
not
for
believe it because they very, very, very easily could have won that game and then could so easily be just tied for the 1 seed again.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. We said they're in a division, which ironically they play their worst games against their division opponents who are just so bad.
And then show up first.
But these
teams
huge
like this.
games, yeah,
Yep.
because it's the coaching. It's because Vrabel
the
gets them
coaching, yep.
up and gets them prepared.
They want to win for him.
I want Rodgers to be coached with Vrabel. I want Rodgers.
Rodgers to Tennessee.
That was a rumor last year. No.
Yeah.
No, they got. I don't know.
Malik now. I'm not putting this on Malik. I'm not.
No, but you also can't go the other way where there's going to be some people that see a couple of the runs, see a couple of the throws, and like he
He's the
was
guy.
holding on to that ball a lot. And the
Oh, he
question
messed up a
was
lot.
him. It wasn't the arm talent. It wasn't the running. It was the you played at Liberty. Can you read NFL defenses
Yes.
when you have to anticipate and make decisions that fast?
Yeah.
It might not be as important for him because, again, if you cater a system around to him and
He
his
can improvise.
abilities, he can improvise. Then obviously give him some time. Jalen Hurts, he can learn.
Yeah, give him
to
a
read it.
training. Give him a training camp before we.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I mean it's his second start.
Yeah.
I mean, in
yeah.
Arrowhead Sunday night. I mean, the fact that he was holding up, I mean, I was extremely impressed.
A lot of good balls on the money that were dropped too. Like a lot of tight window throws that he hit his receiver in the hands, and whether or not it was good coverage or a pass breakup, he was on target for a couple of those throws.
Would it be weirder to see the Vikings make a playoff run to the Super Bowl, or would it be weirder to see the Seahawks make a run to the Super Bowl?
I would probably have to say the Seahawks, only because we wrote them off this offseason.
And they didn't
Me and
write
you,
back.
they did not write back. Gino did not write back. We had them. I remember us just kind of bullshitting. Probably wasn't too serious, but the only game they should be winning is week 1, revenge game, and then tank, get the draft pick. No, Gino's elite. They're elite. It would be more weird to see the Seahawks go just because we've known that the Vikings are gonna be good enough to make it and maybe fight for the North, which they've done. They fulfilled that prophecy. But the Seahawks were not expected to be here at all. The fact that we're talking about them, what's their record?
6-3.
6-3, man. Come on.
They're the 2 seed or 3 seed right now. So they'd be playing the Giants today if the playoffs were today.
Yeah.
Gino needs to be in the MVP conversation.
I'm glad you brought it up.
He needs to be after today, number 2 after Hurts, after Jalen. Right now with the trajectory of the Eagles, I mean, if they go 15-2, 16-1, let alone we're not even going to say
Undefeated.
He obviously has to be the MVP.
Yeah.
After that, tell me someone who's been more valuable to a team than Heno Smith. He is Heno. Gino is him, as they say on the streets.
I mean, you make a good argument. I mean,
it was Josh Allen.
Jalen, Josh Allen.
And he deserves one. But that was disappointing today. Very disappointing.
Yeah.
And what did I just read? It was with at least minimum 5 starts, worst records in 1-score games or in the last 2 seasons. And it's Justin Fields, it's Davis Mills, it's Trevor Lawrence, but right third above Trevor Lawrence is Josh Allen. Yep. I'm not saying he's Davis Mills.
No. But that's an argument.
But there's something to be weird. Like the Bills have played a few games pretty close, and that's 2 weeks in a row. The Packers are hot garbage, is what we're realizing now. And you beat them by 10, and you let them back into the game. And then today you lose to a Jets team that, albeit I know we like them, but I mean, come on.
Divisional games, man, they're tough.
They're still by far the favorite. Not by far, but they're still the favorites right there with KC. It would be shocking to see anybody in the AFC Championship game that isn't KC the Chiefs or Bills.
Yeah.
But I'm a reactionary guy, and Geno Smith, screw you, Jalen is my MVP today.
Sure.
MVG, most valuable Geno.
Yes,
Geno. Nothing too more reactionary. Division-wise, best division in the league. Best East. AFC East or NFC East?
The AFC East is really heating up, man.
The Patriots win today. They're 5-4.
They're all above 500 right now.
And the Patriots are I don't know what their schedule is. Let's take a look at the Pats' schedule. Because they're a team that with Belichick again and that defense is going to be in most every game. They have the Jets again next week. Wow, that's an interesting one. In New England. I think we got to hammer New England.
Yeah,
That's the biggest win for the Jets in 12 years.
I mean,
it is. It is.
Yeah.
For what you're building, there's nothing. There's nothing like, I mean,
Nothing better than that.
again, no one's saying the Jets are making a deep playoff run or anything. But when
No.
you're a young team with a young coach and a young roster that has been showing these signs, and then you do knock off one of these like juggernauts, dude, what that does for your building is just unreal. Patriots have the Jets, and then they go to Minnesota. That's intriguing. And then they're home to Buffalo. Okay, that's a tough schedule.
Yeah.
In Arizona, home in Las Vegas, home to Cincinnati, home to Miami,
Ugh.
at Buffalo. Okay.
Oh,
So
that took
hard.
a horrible turn. Wow.
Oh man, that's brutal. Okay, so maybe
Jeez.
not so much, but in general, the
But
Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and then Patriots. Like
it's a good division right now. They're all above 500.
that's crazy. And then I guess I would have a better argument if the Commanders would have pulled that off today, because then they would have been
Yeah.
5-4, having just beaten the second best team in the conference. But we still have 8-0, 6-2, and 6-2.
I mean,
I think I'd go AFC East.
just because the Bills and the Dolphins are just so good. Not to say that the Eagles and boys aren't.
Well,
But
it's more the third team. I like if you had to give me Giants or Patriots, I think I'd still take.
I take the Giants.
You would?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'd take the Patriots. There's something just about them.
Something about Bills coaching, they're. But the Giants coaching is good too. But
Dable's unbelievable. I know.
I think the Patriots defense is better. It is better.
Yeah.
And Bill just knows how to coach a defense very well and take these undrafted
Tell
fourth,
you what,
fifth,
though,
sixth,
dude.
seventh round pick guys and turn them into elite superstars. Okay. You can
Whatever
walk.
stock, whatever penny stocks I had on Mac Jones, though, I'll take out and put into my fields. He's not good. He's not good.
I want to go back and see if I have any reactions about him because I feel like I've been saying that he's not that good.
I think we've thought that he's not like special, but that if you
Middle
put
of the
things
road
around
guy,
him with a
yeah.
good system, all that stuff. But that's not what they are. Like New England's not the team to go trade for a Tyreek Hill, or let alone to draft a Tyreek Hill,
No.
or to have some superstar. Like I mean, I like Ramondre, but they're like,
You can't throw to Ramondre.
I mean, it's just so old. Like
Mm.
everything about the system offensively is so old.
Yep.
And I think it's
It's
just one of
old
those
school coaching.
things
Just run the ball.
that, especially now with no McDaniels there, you got Patricia and Joe Judge co-sharing the offense. Ugh, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
he's just a
Yeah.
really old mid-70s defensive coach, and it's like,
Mhm.
okay, that's really
Run the
cool.
ball.
That's really cool. We're gonna be in most games. Our defense is gonna keep us in most games, and if we run the ball, then we'll be in at the end. But God, I mean, you
It's gross.
expect Mac to improvise? No,
No, he throws bad interceptions consistently.
and he's not moving around really much at
He has
all.
tree trunks for legs. Like he has like Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz syndrome, where he just stands there, stomps around a little bit, takes a sack, or throws a bad pick.
I'm not in on it
Give
whatsoever.
me Zappy. Put Zappy in.
I'm Zappy Hour all day.
Oh yeah, me too.
Which,
Zappy
given
hour.
that schedule, like we'll see. Like after, I mean, today was just a bye because like Ellinger and Colts coming to New England, that was just set up for a win. So
Yeah.
I didn't even. I mean, I saw very little of that game. So I
I
don't.
watched the recap afterwards, and it was nothing special.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
many sacks on both sides.
really,
Mm-hmm. They were both just getting to each other all day. Judon had a couple of good ones.
I did see hit. Yeah, he had
Buckner had a good one.
20 of 30 for 147 yards and a touchdown. Okay, sure.
The most average.
But against the Colts defense, I mean, I don't think the Colts defense has been anything special that anyone's been writing home about this year.
No.
They're right in the middle of the road, 14th in DVOA, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Vibe check for just like the rest of the teams going through. We talked about the Bills, Jets, Dolphins. Dolphins escaped Chicago today. Escaped.
Yeah. Um. The vibe is they're scary. I don't want to play them. I don't want to play them ever.
I don't trust them.
I don't trust a lot of things about them, but I mean they make it work. I think the system is just so good.
The offensive system is
The
is
offensive
very
system
good.
is just so good, and I'm so jealous.
Their defense is 25th in DVOA.
Dude, Tua
Before
has a
today.
noodle arm, and he's just elite still. He doesn't need to have a cannon. He
You
doesn't
see
need
him.
to push the ball down
You
the
see
field.
him call you out this week on those deep balls?
Did he actually have a couple of good deep balls?
No, on in the press
Oh,
conference
no,
this
no,
week.
no, no.
He like made some jokes to like reporters about. Yeah, I heard. I guess we still got some question. Like, I wonder if I can throw a deep ball.
He can't. Tyreek is coming back on. Let's say out of all the deep balls, I don't have like the actual metrics or anything, but out of all of his deep balls, Tyreek is coming back
Okay,
quite often.
but that's Tyreek though. He's coming back for everybody's deep ball that isn't Josh Allen or Mahomes.
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I guess he maybe is too fast for his own good, but
I'll tell you what, his anticipatory throws are unbelievable. Some of
no,
those
it's
slants that he
great.
throws
Yeah,
across the
it's
middle of the field.
great.
And the deep
That's
ball's good. It's
fantastic.
good.
No,
It's
not.
good enough.
It's no.
It's good enough,
it's
dude. He can throw
I
it
mean,
60 yards
I don't know.
if he has like a clean pocket. He's
As
not.
long as he has Tyreek coming back to go snag it out of the air, sure.
But it's not just Tyreek. It's
serviceable.
Waddle. He's hitting Waddle in stride down the field a lot of the time.
Within like 40 yards, maybe.
And he won't make like those crazy 40, 45-yard off platform like with a guy around his waist like Herbert or Allen.
No.
But man, when he has a clean pocket and he's throwing the ball,
No, he's elite.
I'm as
Don't get me
confident that
wrong.
wherever it's going, even if it's deep, is gonna be like something.
He's
good.
accurate.
Like, yeah, there haven't been as many of the dumb plays as I thought they're gonna be.
Hit him in stride and let him take off. He's one
Yeah,
of, if
they're
not
like
the best
RPO stuff.
Yeah,
Like, oh man, it's crazy.
he's elite. Don't get me wrong. Don't make this seem like it's hating too much. I'm hating a little bit.
Yeah, you hate a little bit.
Come on.
You don't like him a little bit, and I think it's because he got picked right before Herbert, and you have this thing where it's like they're in the same class, and I get it. I felt that way.
I didn't want Tua or Herbert necessarily.
I feel like you kind of didn't you. We wanted Herbert or not Herbert, Tua.
My ideal scenario.
You were scared, but you wanted him because you wanted a quarterback.
Who I truly wanted at that pick, the one player I genuinely wanted was Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah, thank God.
And then in the second round, we grabbed Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts. That was what I wanted so bad.
Wow. I wonder if you had Jalen.
Guess we'll never know. Who knows?
It would have worked better with Lombardi, probably only because he's so scramble heavy, and like Lombardi would have ran him just a bunch.
Yeah.
The thing with the Dolphins that scares me is that it is November 6th. It is very cold outside. And when it gets cold and the weather gets bad, let's play the game. We're playing the game.
Let's
look at the Dolphins schedule. They have Cleveland next week, home to Houston. They go to San Francisco.
Tough.
To Los Angeles to play you guys, and they're in Buffalo.
Oh, we play them?
Yeah, December 11th.
Are we at home?
Yes.
See, I'm scared. I don't want to play them.
Oh, wait, no, you're on the road.
Oh, we're in Miami?
No, you're at SoFi.
Oh, we're on the road. Oh, that was a good one.
I like throwing that one.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. It's a great one.
Okay, I guess it's San Francisco. Does that get cold? Does that get weather? Yeah.
Not really.
No.
They're on the bay, so like you're gonna get some wind, maybe, but it's not gonna get below 50.
No.
It's not gonna get below 60.
I guess other than going to Buffalo and then to New England, they don't really have any
weather games.
Other games that are weather games. So, but that's where
Tyreek's played in the cold though, so he'll haul them in still.
Yeah, but it's just like does he have the zip on the ball? And then also if it's hard to throw, a lot of these other quarterbacks have their legs now that they get to default to, and he doesn't have the legs that he gets to default to. It's a little more. I know I've seen that he's finally pulled out a couple of his like spin moves from college, like in the pocket. Like he does have that kind of that
I felt
feel.
Like he could move okay, but I guess.
He can move okay, but it's just especially now after these hits he's taken this year, like you don't want him getting hit either. Where it's like, okay, Lamar, Fields, Josh Allen, like I'm okay with it. Yeah. I love that I'm just gonna get to throw Fields and all these things now with all these other quarterbacks.
Okay, the Dolphins are scary.
They're scary, but
that's their vibe.
To be determined how serious we take them come January.
Yeah, we'll see.
The AFC North is a mess. I guess we're waiting for Baltimore tomorrow night, but they're just. I mean, you could tell me they're in the Super Bowl. You could tell me that they lose in the wild card to the Titans, and I wouldn't be surprised by either one. They're just so inconsistent, and the defense without Wink Martindale has looked very, very different. Even with the players, they've been healthy most of the season. They haven't lost really too many guys to injury. Um,
Nothing serious.
Marcus Peters has just been bad. He's just not very good anymore. And you see what it's like when a coach leaves. There's like it's kind of crazy to see most of all the same players. Plus, you add Kyle Hamilton in the draft, and the defense is whatever that word is, precipitously worse.
Sure.
So I don't really buy them. And they're usually a team that I'll default bet on and I'll default like because I do love Lamar. And it's like that weird thing where it's like Ravens. You just think like Ravens, Harbaugh, Lamar. They're good. They're going to be in
Run the
games, play
ball.
good defense, run the ball, then they'll be very good. But I mean, they're 5-3, and they have no Mark Andrews, and Rashad Bateman's now out for the season. Like the offense, I don't love. And if they lose tomorrow, it's 5-4, and the Bengals, I mean, have a huge bounce back win today against an easy comeback week against the Panthers. So I think I'd be trending Bengals up, Ravens not down, but like
We'll keep the Ravens at a plateau, and we'll put the Bengals up just a little bit.
you know what thought I had today was this is the exact thing did with the Bengals last year, where it's like they started the year awful. We were ready for that Thursday game against the Dolphins to be like, all right, if they lose this one, we're out. And then they have a couple really big wins, but then they blow that game to Cleveland last week. And was it shut out? Didn't they not get shut out? I think they got
Ooh,
shut
I
out,
don't know. Yeah.
but they looked absolutely atrocious. And you're like, all right, yeah, no, I'm selling them and no Jamar and everything. And the defense doesn't look great. No, the defense is still actually top 10 in DVOA. It's ninth. And no, they actually put up 45 today and they looked fantastic. And they still have Joe Burrow, who's just a dude. But the offensive line is still just not good. We read earlier it's 100 sacks now in the last 2 seasons. Just so bad under so
Burrow's
much pressure.
Burrow is a tank for taking all these hits and only having the one knee thing that's
Yeah.
kept him out.
For real.
So durable.
So I wouldn't be shocked. I guess they're probably the team right after the Chiefs and Bills that I would say third. They have like
If they get in.
It's because they've done it before.
Yeah,
like
if
we've
they
seen
get
it
in,
now. The only thing
they know what
that's
it
weird
takes.
is McPherson's sucked this year.
Yeah.
So that's weird because he
'Cause
was
he
as
didn't-
important as anyone on that playoff run.
It's because he didn't go in the locker room during the Super Bowl. So now he's bad.
Did he not?
No, he like watched the halftime show. He's like on the bench, like
I guess. I mean, what are you
Hey,
game planning with him?
kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Wow, that's a weird division. And then Cleveland just
I don't have anything for Cleveland. I mean,
but hanging around at 3-5.
just keep hanging around till Deshaun gets back. Maybe we can make something happen, but that's my vibe for Cleveland is just keep hanging.
Yeah.
Keep hanging.
6-2 Chiefs, we think are right there with the Bills. Maybe they usurp the Bills as the favorite.
I kind of have them over the Bills. Like if it comes down to another AFC championship game and I had to bet with a gun to my head, bet this game.
Bet the team that
I'm
we've seen do it before.
They've just done it so many times in the past 3 or 4 years where it would be silly not to trust their experience.
We really seem to be on a collision course again.
Yeah.
For those two.
It's going to be another great AFC championship game.
That being said, one game back are the Los Angeles Chargers. One game back.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let you get away with doing this whole like, oh, I don't have expectations anymore because you have one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the league. So
I'm just so sad.
Just get into the dance because you can do a Burrow. You can pull off a.
I'm
you
just
can pull
so
off a
sad
run.
he's hurt. It just sucks that he's hurt. You can tell he's just so limited in like what he can do. He's not running all over the field like last season. It just sucks he's hurt. It sucks Slater's out. It's just we could get into the dance and maybe we could pull out a few games. But with everyone so hurt, we need those impact players.
But you just need him back at the right time.
I mean, if we get into the postseason and maybe Slater can come back, because that was like the thing is like, hey, if we can get in, we extend our season a little bit, we might be able to get some guys back.
How's the guy held up? Because I know after that first week after Slater, that one
Jamari
rookie guy
Salyer?
was hanging up pretty good. Is it?
Yeah, he's done. Yeah. For a rookie who was drafted to play guard, he played some tackle at Georgia. He kind of played all over the place, but he's held up really well. But our right tackle is hurt, so now it's Storm Norton again. If Storm Norton's in the divisional round, we're done. I mean, I don't know. I'm I don't really have expectations. I just hope each game is entertaining and Herbert doesn't tear his knee up. That's really all I hope for nowadays.
Moving over to the NFC, I'm gonna read you the Eagles. Have you looked at the Eagles' schedule?
Moving forward,
Yes,
is it easy?
it's so easy. They have the Commanders at home,
Okay.
and then they go to Indianapolis,
Okay.
home to Green Bay,
Okay.
home to Tennessee,
Okay.
go to New York
I can see
to play
Tennessee
the
upsetting.
Giants. They could, but also
Tennessee shows up.
at home, that defense against Malik Willis.
I mean Malik, yeah.
Home to or at the Giants, at the Bears, and then they go to Dallas, and then home to the Saints and home to the Giants.
Jesus, dude. They might only drop like 2 games.
They might not drop a single game.
They might not.
The toughest one is going to be when they come to Dallas. And then other than that, it's obviously you could lose any game any given Sunday, as we learned today in New York with the Bills.
Yeah.
But it's like they are.
I mean, they're riding high now too. Is the thing we
They're
talk about
so good.
confidence, man.
They're so
They
good.
don't think they can be beat.
And then they add Robert Quinn. You just
Yeah.
add him to the defensive line. A guy who had 18 and a half sacks a year ago. Man, my vibes are high
On the Eagles.
on the boys.
Oh, on the boys. Yeah.
My vibes are very high. I'm now at the point where I'm starting to get excited and have expectations that I expect. I expect a good defense to be played every week. I expect pressure.
Man.
I expect pressure, and I expect Trayvon to, albeit, give up plays. Although I would love to see the yards he's given up this year, because
Yeah,
all of
no.
the talk of all the yards he's given up, and this guy's boomer bust, he's not very good. No, he was just a second-year corner who, gave up a bunch of yards, but had the most interceptions of anyone in 40 years. He's given up way less yards. He still has the 3 or 4 picks, but obviously not the 11 or whatever he had.
That's not sustainable though.
No, but he's played so much better. I expect pressure. I expect good linebacker play. Vander Esch has even played well.
Yes, sir.
It's obviously Mike, the toad himself, that makes me nervous. And week 1 I was hard on Dak, but before we found out the injury that he's not that guy. We'll see. We'll see come time, because I might have a Fields Dak discussion that I would maybe like to say at the end of the season. We'll see. We'll see. That's all I'll say.
Well, okay.
Mark it down.
All right. Yeah, we'll mark that one down for sure.
The Giants. I think the Giants are.
They're fun.
I literally think they're the Vikings. I think, like, if they had to play today and I had to bet with a gun to my head who was going to win, I would bet on the Giants
To beat the Vikings.
Yes.
Sure.
Sure. And that's me not wanting to like the Giants, but that's also, again, like the Ravens thing. I feel like I look at the Giants and I'm like, ooh, Giants uniform, Giants, like their coaching, quarterback play, last 10 years, like this team, okay, it has a cool record, but not good. That's not true. They run the ball well with Dable. Daniel Jones has looked so much better. He doesn't make nearly as many Daniel Jones plays. Doesn't fumble the ball nearly as much. They run him a lot more.
Game manager.
And the defense plays well. I'm curious where their defense is ranked. Where would you think their defense is ranked?
Middle of the road, maybe 15, 16.
Not very good. 28th.
Oh, wow.
I did not think it would
I
be
thought
that
their
bad.
defense was kind of solid. I guess not.
Me too.
I guess they've been in some shootouts or some high scorers. I don't know.
Commanders are just frisky. It's a win for the Commanders this season because Dan Snyder is going to sell the team. So.
Oh, they're so lucky. Oh, that'd be
I know,
so
right?
great. Yeah. I wish.
Do you think we have any friends that we could like female friends that we could get to like work for the Chargers or Cowboys and then like find their way into the owner's office
Get
and like
Dean to touch the forbidden fruit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I don't know if I have any. I think I have a couple friends that would maybe do that for me. Because, God, man, I was hoping when Dan Snyder said he had dirt on the owners. Oh, I was rooting for him. I was on Team Snyder for like 48 hours.
Spanos, get Spanos.
Yeah,
get him.
Dish it on Jerry. We know Jerry's done some things.
What extent would you go to for Jerry to sell the team? What would you do? I'd cut off a hand or something at this point to get Spanos to sell the team.
If you would have asked me, like, 8 years ago, I would have said something else. Like Jerry's so close to dying that
Well, let's say it's 10 years. Let's say you're in my shoes where there's no end in sight. Spanos is not about to die like Jerry.
it's
You're in
so
the
many
heat of
things,
it.
dude.
I would cut a fucking limb off
I would
for sure.
There's people that you could tell me that I'm close to, and you could tell me you're never gonna see them again. There's more people than you'd think, and there are some names that would shock you of people who I would gladly never see
Let's
again.
say it. We can just cut it.
No, because it's basically everyone but like 5 people in my life I would give away for a Super Bowl, dude.
No,
There's-
not for Super Bowl. You don't know if you're gonna get a Super
Oh,
Bowl.
I
out
do
of it.
know. If we didn't have Jerry, I would have, dude. I'd be counting them. I'd be counting them like Tom if we didn't have Jerry. Are you kidding
Oh
me?
man.
We had a superstar quarterback.
Yeah.
I'd give a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Vikings frauds.
Unspeakable things.
Packers not
Bad.
frauds, just bad.
That's bad.
Bears bad
Fun.
but fun.
Fun.
Very very fun.
Fields. That's my vibe. Is Fields.
Not even Fields, but did you see after they traded Roquan, they have 9 picks in the upcoming draft, including 2 first rounders, and they have $100 million in cap space
100.
this offseason.
Fix your O-line. That's what you do.
The
That's
O-line-
First thing you do is fix the O-line.
Yeah, don't overpay some receiver. Just
Nope.
draft 1 or 2.
Yep.
Fix the O-line.
Spend your money on the
Spend your
O-line.
money on corners and defensive linemen. Make the defense better. Spend it on line, and then you draft all the position guys.
Dude, and with Fields on the rookie deal,
Well, it's only 1 more year though, and then you
is
gotta
it
extend him.
really?
Yeah. Well, it's the 1 more year. Like you guys are gonna have to extend Herbert after this year, but it's not until 2 years from now that you'll see
That
the,
it hits.
the
Yeah,
big
sure,
hit.
sure.
So you still have a couple more cap friendly years for sure.
Oh,
But
yeah.
even with Fields, it's like you're paying Fields and you're not paying anybody else.
It's not
just
like you're
traded
going to be
Roquan.
paying Fields, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes money.
I can't think of any other player that they would pay top dollar for on their roster because Roquan was their best player on defense and they just traded him. I can't think of another defensive player that.
Maybe Eddie Jackson.
Yeah, I
He's
guess.
pretty good.
Yeah, no, I would pay him if he's not already getting paid.
I don't know. I don't know.
But fun, love them,
Yeah, they're fun.
and love the Lions. Fun.
Fix your defense.
No, I mean
So
bad. Bad. It's a problem.
So bad. Yeah.
But you've got the cap
Are
space
they just going to keep Jared?
in the capital. No, I can't imagine, especially with the top pick this year. And they
Think
own,
you draft your guy?
They own whose pick do they own? They own
The Rams?
the Rams, who they lost today. They're now 3-5.
Dude, they could be a top
I mean, when you look
14, 15 pick.
after the Panthers and the Texans, there's no team. I mean, even the Texans only have 6 losses. The Rams have 5. So I mean, like a 5-12, a 6-11. Let's say they go 6-11.
That would be insane
Well,
off a Super Bowl.
Let's play the game. Today's the game where we play.
Yeah, we are playing. I like this game, though. It's a good game.
After today, they have Arizona. Not going to be easy. They go to New Orleans, to Kansas City, home to Seattle, home to Las Vegas. They go to Lambeau, home to Denver, to the Chargers, and then to the Seahawks.
It's pretty tough.
Very tough,
That's
especially
pretty
a
tough,
team
yeah.
that can't protect the quarterback.
No.
Like it's not like we're looking at a team who's trending up and they have this schedule. It's a team that's trending down and has to still play the Chiefs and the Seahawks and go to Lambeau, which is still not easy, and against the Chargers, man, and then to Seattle, even home against Denver. Like that's not going to be easy. I think you said, is Jared going to be there? No. I think especially
Think
if they
they
have
take
2
their
picks in
guy,
the top
yeah.
10, yeah. And I think that this quarterback class is supposed to be pretty good.
I don't know anything about these guys.
I know nothing about them really at all. I just briefly hear guys mention them when they make
So-
appearances on people's podcasts. And all I know is that obviously CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are both way better as a prospect than Malik or Kenny were at all. And then I think there's 2 or 3 other. There's a Florida guy who's fun, and there's I don't know if the Tennessee guy is coming out.
Hooker, I think.
Yeah, but there's I think 4 or 5 that are projected to go in the first round.
So the Lions are going to take a shot on a guy. What, you
I
gotta
would,
be-
I would,
Young or Stroud, I guess.
I would love to see CJ Stroud.
I just can't get behind the Ohio State quarterbacks yet.
No, I know
We haven't
I
seen it
know,
work yet.
I know, but I would just love to
in
see
the past few years.
the
I guess.
fun young guy who can run around. Like just
Yeah.
when I think about it, I don't know how good he's going to be, but it's like the
Amon
fun young
Ra,
guy who can
Swift.
run. with Amon-Ra, Swift, Jameson Williams.
Jameson Williams, thank you.
And then when you have that capital, I mean, especially if you own the Rams, I
Good
guess
O-line.
they probably don't own the second round pick, but that's a lot of capital that you can spend because, like, it's not even about having the top 5 pick, but then you have the top 5 coming around in the second round when you get a T. Higgins or these second round receivers who just pop all the time.
Oh, yeah. Second and third round is just as valuable. All right, so we like the Lions. They have a promising future.
Bucs, man, dude, NFC South, Bucs 4-5 and are in first place. So the Bucs are just gross, but we wouldn't be surprised
No.
if they're 4-5, and we wouldn't be shocked if they're in the Super Bowl. The Atlanta Falcons they're frisky, they're fun,
They're old school.
can't take them
Run
serious,
the ball.
and unfortunately, they're kind of too good. Like if I was a Falcons fan, I would be wanting to bottom
Tank
out
a little bit, yeah.
but they're too good because against like not the best teams, and even sometimes against the best teams, their running scheme with Mariota works and their defense plays well. So that sucks because I really want to see a young quarterback, and who knows, they can always move up. Anybody can move up.
What about Ritter, huh? We're not going to give him a chance?
No, we're not. The Saints are 3-5, and again, I don't even know
I don't have
what they're doing. The defense is still really good, I'm gonna say, because again, I default say they're good.
I feel like they're okay.
They're 12th, yeah.
Oh, I should have guessed it. I should have said it. I had 12 in my fucking head. Okay.
But they're just like, what are we doing?
Is it Jameis? Is it Andy? None of them can stay healthy. They're both
Who are your
turnover
receivers?
machines.
Michael
I
Thomas.
like Olave.
Okay, we love Olave,
Yeah.
but then it was like the fun thing coming into this year is like, oh, you have Olave, Thomas, and Jarvis, and it's like,
oh no, they're all
no.
irrelevant.
And your running
I
back's
think
going to
it's
be
the
in jail
quarterback
next year,
issue. Yeah.
at least suspended for 6 or 8 games. So, what are we doing at the quarterback position? And then I don't like Dennis Allen. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
If it's going to be the defensive coach, to me, I'm only hiring the defensive coach if it's a young guy who has this like crazy like Staley like, or what's the defensive guy Gannon for Philadelphia, the young like innovative guy, or the Vrabel guy who's played.
You don't want a Staley guy.
I want a Staley like coach for like defense.
You want a coordinator.
No, because again, Vrabel.
Staley's a coordinator. Well, Vrabel played.
I'm not using Staley specifically because his personality doesn't fit. Like Staley's brain with a different personality could be a great head coach.
Good point.
So, but I'm not hiring the guy who's been a D coordinator for 25 years and who's like 58. And
he should have had a shot by now.
Yeah. If you haven't been, well, first of all, you have been a head coach and you were horrible. Yeah. So what am I just going to believe that you've all of a sudden just got innovative over the last 6 years in your late 50s?
It's like the Lombardi thing, when he was a coordinator and came back.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And Carolina, I like what they're doing because they have players and pieces that I like. They clearly aren't completely selling because they didn't dish Brian Burns for 2 firsts.
Yeah, they're keeping him, locking him down.
They kept DJ Moore. Like, and you got rid of McCaffrey. That was the smart one to get rid of. The expensive running back who's injury prone.
27.
I like Jeremy Chin. I like a lot of their JC Horn.
I love their defense.
No, it's fun.
I really like their defense.
Yeah. They're a good coach and like a young quarterback away with some other like line pieces from being good.
Yeah.
And they're 2-7, so you're on track. You're on track for that top 5 pick. Yeah. The West. I mean, we talked about the Seahawks.
Talked about the Rams.
The Rams, the Niners are maybe the most like we have a pretty good feeling on almost all of these teams. The Niners are the one that have, I guess, the highest ceiling for what their record is right now at 4-4.
They could, my opinion and my hot take for them is they could easily win the West if they could just stay healthy.
Oh, even with Jimmy. I don't even think that's a hot take. I thought you were going to say they could win the NFC.
Wait, I think
they easily could.
Totally
the NFC
think they could beat the Eagles.
Garbage.
I think if it was an NFC championship of the Niners and the Eagles, and the Niners were at full health, that's a game, and that's a game that they could easily take because their defense is so good. Say it. What? That they could take it?
I thought you were going to say, give me the Niners.
Oh yeah.
Give me the experience.
Well, they're not gonna. I don't know if they can stay healthy.
Yeah.
They're
health aside. Obviously, everything's health aside.
Yeah.
Because any of these teams go to the playoffs if you lose any of your couple
Yeah.
A couple
I
players.
guess you lose AJ Brown. It's a different story for the Eagles.
For sure. For sure.
Okay, sure. Give me the Niners.
Yep.
I love it.
There it is.
And I really like McCaffrey on that team.
Man.
As long as Shanahan doesn't run him into the ground.
You would like to think that he will save his most
Save the
usage.
juice for, yeah.
And
you
then
got to win games if
the
you're banged
Cardinals
up.
are just a hot mess.
I don't know what they need. New head coach.
That might be the worst situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because like these other teams, you can convince yourself like, oh, we're bad, but we're a quarterback away. So if we're bad, we get to draft the guy. Not only are you not drafting the guy, you just made your guy the highest paid, the second most guaranteed money, 130 or 160 million guaranteed for a guy who
Loves Call of Duty.
like it's so hot and cold. Like after the first drive today, he throws the TD to Hopkins. He's coming off the field and he's laughing, he's joking, he's so happy on the guys. And literally 6 minutes later, after a 3-and-out, he's coming off the field screaming at Hop.
Yeah.
It's like, bro,
I don't think he's a football
hate
guy.
playing for you.
I don't think he's a football guy.
No, I would.
I think he's a. I don't know. You can't be.
I don't.
You can't be a fair weather player. It only works for fans, like fair weather fans. Like it's all, oh, we're happy when it's good, but when it's bad, we're fire the head coach.
Yeah.
You're instantly pissed. He's
Derek.
a fair weather. Yeah, he's a me. He's a fair weather player.
Me, even when we're winning.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's a bad situation to be in though, because what do you do now?
It's a disaster. You don't have running backs. You have one receiver who I like, and I still don't like Hollywood, especially for the money. You just dished a first-round pick for a guy who's led the league in drops that you then pay. What are we doing?
Yeah.
I know 13-year-olds who wouldn't do that. And your defense is a disaster. You don't have one corner I like. I like Marcus Golden, but then you let your best player,
secondary's
Chandler
bad.
Jones, go. And then I like what's his name, Isaiah Simmons. Yeah, it's good. But he's not some all pro. If you draft a guy at number 6, you'd like him to be like at least a Pro Bowler, let alone or hopefully some type of all pro. Disaster, absolute disaster, and they're not even bad enough to where they're still going to win 6 or 7 games and be stuck with that 10th or 11th pick. So it's like, what are you doing there? I just think that's maybe the worst situation in the entire league.
Have to run that one by Mikey.
Yeah, I think he would, for the most part, agree. Okay, that was a good vibe check.
Yeah, I'm looking at some other teams that we really just don't need to like touch on because it's too obvious.
Well, we pretty much went through all of them. Oh, we missed the AFC South, but I mean, Tennessee we like, and they're going to end up with 11 or 12 wins. Colts are a disaster. Again, a quarterback away and probably a coach away. If I just had to guess, a coach that's going to be gone.
Yeah, I think he's done, man. I think he's done.
It's 3 or 4 every year, and it's like, all right, you've had your run. You pick some veteran quarterback who's going to be next.
Yeah, you're the guru.
Yeah,
is what we've heard for how long now, and we've yet to see it with any quarterback he's had.
No, disaster. Their offense is literally last in DVOA.
Yeah, it's terrible. They also don't really have receivers.
Jags are a work in progress. That's like all I can say about them. Some days they look great. Some halves they look great, and then the next half they look horrible. He looked good today.
I
had money on them today, so I watched that entire.
It's just hot and cold, man.
No, it is. It's consistent. But again, I consider this his rookie year. Like for me, after the he had to like deal with last year, he's going through I think his rookie bumps and bruises because last year was literally just nothing but a gangbang. Dude, he was just him getting jumped, and it was just 6 guys kicking him. Like, what is he gonna do? Yeah, he can throw a punch, maybe land one here and there, but no, he's got no chance. He at least has a crew around him this year, and
sure.
And again,
good coach.
A good coach for him. Like he still needs weapons. Like Christian Kirk can't be your best outside player, but if he's your second best receiver, then you got Zay Jones as your number 3. Like I like that a lot, and I love ETN. I don't know how good their offensive line is, but like the running lanes are there because James Robinson had a good start to the season, and now ETN has had 320 plus yard games in a row. So I mean, it must be at least good run blocking. So like. There's things there that I could clinch onto.
If I was foundation.
If I was a Jags fan, I could find things to be optimistic.
You could talk yourself into being happy.
For sure. And then all of a sudden they've gone on this losing streak where it's like, okay, this isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world.
Another draft pick.
Yeah, like we thought they were going to go 7-9, and 8-9, 8-9, 9-8 maybe. It's like that would have been really cool, but it's like big picture. What are we talking about? Like, as long as it doesn't become just a complete catastrophe of just Trevor looking incompetent for just months on end. Obviously, you don't want that. But I mean, I don't think this is really going a horrible way if you're again looking at long term, big picture. And the Texans are a joke,
True.
but they have a lot of capital and Damian Pierce. I really like Damian Pierce.
Picks, money, Damian Pierce. But I
No
mean,
state income tax.
yeah. No wait, Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, Texas was dicking people.
No, just
Nice.
on reproductive rights.
Ah,
Let's just do the playoff picture real quick. These are playoff matchups today. Vikings would be playing the Niners.
the Niners would take that so easily.
Oh my
You
God!
could have
Yes, they would.
CJ
They're
Beathard throwing
frauds.
passes.
They're frauds.
You could have McCaffrey throwing his touchdown passes, and they're gonna win that game.
Cowboys would be playing the Bucs.
Ugh, that's so gross for you
Oh,
guys.
man, it would be such.
That's so gross for you guys.
Insane. The Giants would be in Seattle. That could go either way.
That could so easily go.
The Chiefs would be hosting the Chargers.
Fucking wrap it, dude. Wrap it up.
Miami would be in Baltimore. That'd be a
I think
great
Miami.
game.
I think Miami would probably take that. One.
Probably. But again, Baltimore,
Their
what's that
defense is
weather like?
bad, dude.
But what's that weather like in January?
Horrible. So shitty.
And then what a hell of a matchup we would have. Jets at Titans.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh,
we got to play
God.
this game a little bit later, see where we're at.
Yeah.
If the Jets
that's
just
true.
hang in there though, I mean,
They're 6-3.
dude, yeah.
But what's great, I mean, 5-3. Like, and then on the bubble we have Patriots. So the Bengals would not be in the playoffs today.
But the Jets would. What a world.
Yeah, unbelievable.
What a world.
I mean, and then it's crazy. I mean, the Patriots, Bengals. I mean, and then like Colts. But then on the bubble, you have Atlanta, Washington, and the Rams. Wow, Rams are way out
Dude,
of
those
it.
are all
Packers 2 games out.
that bubble is not looking good. Maybe Atlanta.
It's only going to be a fight for that 7 seed in the NFC because after it's Cowboys and Giants. They're 6-2. Both of those teams are probably winning 11 or 12 games, and then so I mean, it's going to be a pretty good drop to that 7 seed. But then you have all within 1 game of each other: Niners, Falcons, Washington, Rams, Saints. That's going to be a crazy battle. And then you guys are 5-3. Are you 5-3? Oh yeah, because you already had the bye. So yeah, within 1 game of you guys, Patriots, Bengals, and then after that it's Colts, Browns, Broncos, Jags.
The Bengals.
So I mean,
for
okay, so
sure.
you're going to be in the thing all year. So get ready. Week 14,
Man,
15,
don't-
16,
I'll
17,
tell
you're going to
you-
be needing wins and you're going to want
I'll tell you what, we have got to win one of these next 2 games coming up. If we drop both of those games, forget it.
I mean, yeah, but even if you
5
drop
and 5?
5-5, like again, you're only going to be even then 1 game out. And then you're through, I'm guessing, the worst part of your schedule. Let's just do it one more time for shits and
Denver
giggles.
Denver and Vegas will be on the tail end for sure.
In
Oh, no,
San
this-
Francisco, home to Kansas City, then you go to Arizona, that's a win. You go to Las Vegas, that's a win. And then
hopefully-
that
yeah,
one's always hard.
yeah. Well,
But then you're home to Miami, home to Tennessee.
Mm.
God, you're gonna get so out coached in that game. Then you go
we get
to-
out coached in every game.
No, not today, because we were praising Arthur Smith and he did some questionable things
Yeah,
today.
yeah, sure.
Very
yeah.
questionable. Then you're in Indianapolis, home to the Rams, and in Denver. So finish
Tough.
the year.
We'll see, man.
Those are games that you have preferable matchups.
If
in them.
Joey comes back, I'll feel a little better, I guess.
When you get to Cardinals, I mean, really the only 2 games you shouldn't win are the Dolphins and
Are we not talking about the Chiefs or Niners?
yeah. Looking ahead after those, I'm
Okay.
talking about once you get to Cardinals, Raiders, Dolphins, Titans,
Dolphins.
Colts, Rams, Broncos. You're better than every one of those teams except the Dolphins, and then the Titans are just such a good team that like yeah, you could lose that one, but every other one you should be extremely pissed off if you lose.
I'm sure I'll have some angry weeks coming up.
Yeah, I'm sure. Don't worry. I'm sure I'll be right there with you.
Yeah.
Do you have a parlay? Let's give a parlay for the people.
Yeah, let me log on real quick.
I have a 3-teamer. I have the Seahawks going to Munich and beating the Buccaneers. I have the Bears beating the Lions at home, -136 money line. And I have over 48.5 points in the Browns-Dolphins game, -114. Those 3 combine for +558. The 3-teamers I've ridden. That's 2 weeks in a row I've hit 3-teamers. I had the Lions, plus 3.5, and then Jags and Hawks money line today. Sorry, Mikey. But this is what you do. When you watch games with your friends, you don't tell them that you bet against them. You root for their team on the outside, and then on the inside, you're really happy when Kenneth Walker scores that touchdown with 4 minutes left to make it 2-score lead.
Okay, I'm also taking Seattle. I like it. I like it because it's a Geno just solidifying that he's him.
I know.
He's going to come and beat that good number 5 DVOA defense. He's
Man,
him.
we do need to pick the week though, because there is going to be a point when like everyone's on the Hawks and like
It'll yeah.
Anyways,
just looking through here.
dude, Vikings Bills is a crazy line, plus 7.5. Not crazy in saying that I think it's wrong. I think we're getting told by Vegas that they agree with me.
Yeah, that they're frauds.
Frauds.
Yeah.
You like that?
I like that.
You like that?
I like that. Okay. I'm just gonna take the Bills to just outright win it.
Minus 340. Okay.
Yeah, 3.5.
I like the Broncos.
2.
I kind of like the Broncos in Tennessee. I know that sounds weird, but like the Broncos do have a really good defense.
But the Titans have a good defense too.
That's true.
I mean,
but
if
like,
Russ is doing high knees and he's starting to heat up a little bit.
listen, I mean, I can't hate Russ less than anybody. I can't stand him. But I just have to think over the course of the season that the offense is at least going to be average.
Pick up at some point.
And I do think the Titans. I love Malik, and I think you ride him. I think you say Tannehill, take your time getting back. We get Malik these reps, but I think there's a lot of growing pains. So as an underdog,
I like Arizona going into Los Angeles and beating the Rams.
Wow. Okay.
I don't like the Rams, and
I really like
Cardinals
plus
can just
3.5.
get it on track.
I really like plus 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay, these are some fun lines.
I'm at 5 plus 558. So nothing crazy.
Right there with me.
But yeah.
No, that's good. That's what I'm learning, dude.
It's middle of the road because
You
if it's
take
too high,
You take and that's no middle of the road is like plus 200. If you're getting 6-1 on a 3-leg parlay, it's good.
okay.
It's good. It's good. It's very good. You win 2 of them, and you just bought yourself 10 weeks in a row of losing.
Yeah. If you put it that way, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, okay.
Talk yourself into it. Okay.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Good to be back.
Yeah, this felt good.
No more bye weeks. No more of that shit. We're here every goddamn Sunday night.
Let's bunker down.
Yes.
Let's finish strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
The people need these
Derek,
takes.
Where are you, Derek?
Yeah.
You sick?
Sick? You were at Beacon 10 hours ago? Yeah, you were not 10 hours ago. 24 hours ago. Yeah.
Daily 25
Sick.
hours
Yeah,
ago.
sick. He has corona, but not the virus, if you know what I mean.
Be here. All right. We got to do.
Yeah. And to talk, dude. You guys are frauds. You guys are absolute
Yeah,
frauds.
I would love to hear you two go at it this week. That would have been great.
Yeah. Well, he'll see this and I'll get it in my DMs. All right. We love you all.
All right.
We'll see you a week from now.
Go boys.
Go boys. Super Bowl bound.
Go boys.
Go boys.
Go boys. That's all I have to say on the matter.